Hey guys, have you ever wondered what it would be like to be blind? And perhaps now because of that, you've got a few blind spots of your own. Well then stick around, because today we're going to set our sights on getting the answers to the top 10 questions you've always wanted to know about blindness, but we're afraid to ask. Well, if I'm honest, I'm about as blind as a bat when it comes to knowing what it's like to not have eyesight. That's why I'm so excited today to have my good friend Ron Collymore on site with us. How's it going, Ron?
Oh, thanks for having me.
No problem. Thanks for being willing to share some insight with us. Since we're friends, I know you won't take some of these questions the wrong way, but first things first, tell us briefly, how did you become blind?
Well, when I was a junior in college, I was diagnosed with hydrocephalus. That's water on the brain, and my body started pumping the excess spinal fluid through my optic nerve. It took away my eyesight, but it saved my life.
Oh, man. And how old were you at the time?
I was 21 years old.
Okay. Well, I know you don't speak for all blind people, but you know a lot more about the subject than I do. So today literally will be the blind leading the blind. Are you ready to answer a few questions?
I'll do my best.
Okay. First question. What does it mean to be legally blind? I mean, can you be illegally blind?
Legally blind meant that I couldn't do certain things, like I couldn't operate a car or a motorcycle or even a motor scooter because I didn't have enough eyesight to see.
So you're not going to be flying any planes anytime?
Oh, no.
Okay, next question. Can you fall asleep with your eyes open? Because that'd be a real asset if you're like a college student.
Yeah, and when you're with your nephews and they want to watch a crazy movie that you don't want to see, you could fall asleep. My eyesight now is to the place that I barely can see light at times, not even all the time. So I could probably fall asleep with my eyes open.
Next question. As vision fails, do you find that your other senses become keener? I mean, do you find yourself saying, man, I can smell you coming from a mile away?
Well, a lot of people think that happens, but they wouldn't throw me the car keys because, hey, I could hear a traffic signal turn from green to yellow to red, but you do depend on your other senses a lot more than you would when you did have eyesight, but I don't know if they get stronger.
Okay. Next question. How do you pick out clothes that match? I mean, I'm not blind and I still need my wife's help. Obviously today you got the Cubs jersey on, not a great choice, but how do you do this?
I have a Cubs jersey on? I thought I had the Cardinals jersey on. Well, the way I do it is I have my clothes in my closet organized from dark clothes to light colored clothes. And I try to, when I wash them, I try to hang them up in the same type of order that I had them in, so that these would go with these particular jeans because of the order that they are in my closet.
Kind of like Garanimals, huh?
Sort of.
Remember those? Okay, question number 5. How do blind people get around from one place to the other? I know some use like the seeing eye dogs. I see some people with the canes. I've never seen you do either one of those, but how do you do that? How do you get around?
So I use people versus a particular animal. When I'm by myself, I do use the cane. Sometimes when I go to my mailbox, I use the cane. So
you just use people. That's what you're telling me, huh?
Oh, well.
Next question. How do you pay for things? I mean, do you just open your wallet and say, take what you need? People can rob you blind, can't they?
Yeah, they could rob me blind, but well, with cash money, I normally just deal, if I have 20s, I have them folded a certain way. And if I'm with you, I would ask you, I'll say, is this a 5? And then if you tell me yeah, then I would give it to the cashier. Or if it comes to writing a check, I would ask you to write a check out for me.
The high trust level. Here's a good question. Do you ever find people talking louder to you because you're blind?
Yeah, some people confuse a disability. They think that being blind is the same thing as being deaf. And really, sometimes I say, I have to tell them, you can lower your voice, I'm blind, I'm not deaf.
Well, that's a really good answer, Ron.
Thank you.
I'll talk slower.
Oh, good. I'll be able to see it that way.
Next question. Do most blind people learn Braille? Because that's got to be like a horrible form of communication for germaphobes like me.
Most people who are born blind do learn Braille, but people like me, I tried to learn Braille, but trust me, I always tell people the older I get, the smarter blind people are, because I couldn't figure out the little dot system to use the Braille.
Okay, you weren't very good at connect the dots as a kid either anyhow, so.
Oh no.
Do you recognize people pretty easily by their voice, or do you appreciate it when somebody says, hey Ron, it's Robbie here talking, just so you know?
Well, I appreciate when people announce who they are, because trying to figure out people's voices is similar to hearing a choir of, like, say 1,000 different voices, and then all of a sudden somebody starts singing a solo. Well, you might not readily know who that person is who's singing the solo. But, and when people come up and say, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? A lot of times it's very difficult to figure out who they are.
I bet. Okay, last question. What do you find most challenging about being blind? I mean, do you kind of just accept this as my life and move on? Or do you find yourself being frustrated? Like, I wish I wasn't blind every day.
When I was a little kid and I first started going blind, my mother told me that God trusted me with the disability of being blind. And she told me that everybody couldn't bear the burden of being blind, but God, he loved me so much, and he knew that, I would be a good candidate.
Yeah. Well, excellent. Well, there you have it. 10 things about blindness that you always wanted to know, but maybe were afraid to ask. If you found this information helpful, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to this channel. How ironic would it be if an episode about a blind man ended up getting the most views out of any of them? Well, I guess the only thing left to do, get you home.
Oh, you gonna drive or you want me to drive?
Yeah, I think I better do the driving.
What, you don't trust me?
That'd be no.